Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Again, in the media today, African American man, Tulsa, Oklahoma, gunned down by a Peckerwood female police officer. Black man had his hands up. Police officer yells out, "Show me your hands," even though shows on video, black man had his hands up. Repeatedly, the officer demands to show, the white officer asks the black to show his hands. His hands is up in the air. They tased him. Female officer guns him down. Cold-blooded murder. If you watched my last video, you heard me talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, where the white man burns down the black community of Tulsa, Oklahoma down to the ground with the assistance of the United States government military that dropped bombs on black-owned businesses in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa, Oklahoma has been for decades, been a city of injustice to the black American Negro community. Continuously. Even if when the police chief of Tulsa seen this video, he gives the bitch, this white bitch, vacation. Even after seeing it, the video of the shooting with the black man with his hands up in the air, and he cites there needs to be an investigation. What investigation do you need after seeing the video of a black man with his hands up in the air, with his hands up in the air, being murdered by a white police officer? Fuck giving this white cop paid vacation off. The police chief should have said suspended pending termination would have been justified. It would have been so justified. Now, city officials and the Tulsa police got worried about the black folks burning down Tulsa. Not the white folks, but the black folks burning down Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it would be justified. How are you going to give a murderer paid vacation? I'm going to read a quote from a newspaper reporter from the Tulsa World Staff. He states, we had, it says here, the staff writer states that we had an editor who used to talk about people who were born on third base and think they hit a triple. this is the sort of what the above discussion was about. Some people were born on third base. Some were born with 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the base is empty. If you're white, you're more likely to be born on second or third base. If you're not, you're more likely to start at a disadvantage. But that is by no means universal. And it is also hard to measure. What might be an advantage for one person can be a disadvantage for someone else. And this was about, Tulsa race relations, you know, being a touchy subject, both past and present. It talks about hate crime in the heartland. Tulsa, Oklahoma is in the heartland. Article goes on, it talks about family requests, a peaceful protest. That sound like, them cats from the nigger camps, the black churches, got to the families to make sure they don't raise holy hell and they don't get others to raise hell and burn down Tulsa. Some of these black churches, these pimps, these fugazis, these fake ass black leaders, in the black community, it's something else, man. It's something else. I mean, like I said, it reminds me, shit I did 2.5 years ago. When Mike, up in Ferguson, when Mike Brown was gunned down by that white boy, and I stated what I stated and whatnot, and Ferguson is like hundreds of thousands of miles away from where I live, and feds are always on Facebook, that Zuckerberg, this motherfucker, he's selling out people's privacy. He's selling out our freedom of speech and whatnot. Got the feds monitoring, our freedom of speech, on the internet. Regardless what we're saying, these motherfuckers, SWAT kicking my motherfucking door ready to murder me. And the fucking feds, motherfucking police, they don't wear body cams out here, man, because I could have been murdered. I could have been murdered myself. These Peckerwoods could have kicked in this door and gunned me down just based upon what I posted. There's no justice for the blacks, the American Negro. No justice. I had an incident today, man. I had to go down to DSHS to make sure I get in school. I go to school. Well, I'm forced to go to school since because in order for me to keep my $194 on food stamps, I can't find a job nowhere, even though I got the skill set to work. I haven't had a decent job, paying job in years and whatnot. And I'm thankful to Allah that I got subsidized housing. And I constantly look for work. when I can get it. I'm getting, I get pennies. Sometimes I get maybe $100 a month, not even that. But anywho, I have to, do what I got to do to keep these things. I did, I volunteered, to work at a food bank, in lieu of, into keeping in good status, to keeping my food stamps. I volunteer, I get to keep my stamps, so to speak, instead of working, which I've been looking for work. I figure if, volunteering leads to a job when you do volunteer work, you know. So I go down, let me get to the story. I go down to the welfare office because I come to find out, I go down to the school, they tell me there's an issue with my status and to get welfare to pay for my tuition for school, because I'm in this BFET program, because I'm able-bodied without dependents. This bullshit, that porch monkey in the Oval Office signed off on in 24 states only participate in. Anywho, I go down there trying to resolve this shit, because I hate paper chasing, man. So this African porch monkey, she wouldn't give me no assist, even though she got a computer and a motherfucking telephone. All she had to do was call down to the school to verify that I'm registered to take classes. But this bitch, this fucking tree monkey, wouldn't do it. She wanted me to go back, bring back the fucking paperwork. And so, hey man, short, I went off on this bitch. I went off this motherfucker. And you know how white motherfuckers do. White motherfuckers always gotta play hero and shit, man. They don't think about, white motherfuckers don't give a fuck about consequences, their own actions. So motherfucker gonna play hero for this tree monkey and shit, man. Call the police. I was already gone before these motherfuckers even showed up. I wonder what would have happened and shit, man. What would have happened and shit if I was still there berating this fucking chimp in front of her colleagues. What motherfucking cops had did. I fear Allah and Allah alone. Wallahi, man, I fear Allah. I don't fear nothing with a gun and badge. That's real talk. I saw my mother's eyes. Real talk, man. I openly support the killing of anything with a gun and badge, man. Black people ain't gonna get no justice here in this country. None. None. The motherfucking 2 cops in Philly got smoked. Motherfuckers in Dallas get smoked. Man, we need to step it up. Fuck marching up and down the streets, man. Fuck that. I hear Michael Jordan just reduced the price of his motherfucking Jordans to $20 fucking. Hey, if you want to march up and down the street, get you some cheap ass Jordans for $20. March up and down the street. It's best for you to put in some real work, man. Because black people, listen, we ain't gonna get no justice in this country, man. We will get no peace. We we would get no support from the so-called black woman. Because as long as the white motherfuckers are giving her, we got nothing coming. We got no unity without the true support of the black woman. And she will give us none as long as the Peckerwoods are giving her. Therefore, she ain't shit. Nothing more but a hot hair-headed hooligan acting like a fucking fool again. I openly support the killing anything with a gun to badge. Anything. Boy had his hands up, man. I watched this video. I'm like, how can you have your gun still out? The bull ain't doing nothing, got his hands up, tackling to the ground, put the cuffs on him. How can you lie when there's a body? One of the cops are wearing the fucking body cam and got the whole thing on video. I wonder what this white bitch with a gun to badge feel like right now. How's she gonna cover this lie up? How's she gonna cover her tracks that maybe she'll say, well, he had a gun. You don't see that part. You know, maybe she's gonna tell some type of lie that he had a gun at the beginning before he put his hands up. I'm trying to see what type of lie this white bitch is going to tell to cover her ass. Fuck. Ain't that some shit? Stay tuned, America. Stay tuned, black man. I'll leave you in peace. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.